the last year has been, it's obviously been chaotic to say the least, but a lot of folks are implementing technology to try to solve problems that they had never thought about before. And I guess my question for you is, and kind of as you think about that 1 doc practice or that 10 doc practice, what does this look like in a year, and how much of this this transition that we've made in the past 12 months, how much of this continues into 2022?
Yeah, I think that's a question, Ethan, everyone's trying to figure out, because we already saw it with virtual visits, right? Where it went up on an average. I kind of take the average of average. I've read several different studies, including government studies, but it went from under 1% to upwards of 70% virtual visits during the height of the pandemic, when we were trying to figure things out, April, May of last year of 2020. And now it's gone down to below 15%. And people are wondering just how much lower it might go, and is it going to stabilize and go back up? I suspect that we've hit the bottom in terms of utilization, and then it'll grow from here as more and more patients and families see the benefit of it, and also the practices. So as you know, it was hard for the practices to turn so quickly, and they did everything they could to embrace the technology, to make sure patients were taken care of. And it was quite fabulous to see. And now everyone's sort of retreating a little bit, figuring out, okay, how do we make this work in the future? How do we make it as smooth and frictionless as possible? We can't, as you know, a lot of practices sort of, as did hospitals, they sort of took the poor processes that they may have had in the past and then made it into a virtual poor process. That's what I was trying to say earlier about the acceleration or de-acceleration. And so I think now we're trying to figure out, okay, this is a new world. We can't think of it in the same way we used to in terms of manual processes, or people come in and sit in a waiting room. Well, they don't want to sit online in the same sort of waiting room, those sort of things. So to answer your question a little bit more succinctly, I think we've hit the bottom in terms of where it's going to stabilize, and then it's going to continue to go up as we learn more and add more capabilities.